What's up guys, this video is going to be a quick tutorial on how to repair your immersion or fatshark video transmitter. If you've crashed it and have broken off the SMA connector, this would be a simple fix. Hopefully the board or anything, none of the chips are broken, it's just the connector is broken off. You should be able to fix it fairly quickly as long as you know how to somewhat solder. Okay. First thing you need to do is scrape off the PCB on the side because that's going to be your ground. Alright. For example, this is the connector that's going to be going right there. Alright. And that middle pin is going to be your RF, meaning your antenna. That's going to be where the frequency is going through. Alright, and you can see right there on that middle pin right in front of it, I've scraped off a piece of the board. Alright, and I'm going to show you here real quick. Hopefully I can do this. Right there. Alright, and you got to stay in between these two black lines when you're scraping that board because that's where the RF current is going through. Alright, you have to stay in between those two black lines. If you scrape the edge over here, that's the ground, meaning it's the same as this PCB right here. Okay, so you have to make sure that you only scrape in between those two lines. Alright, so you scrape this side over here, that's for your ground pin. Another one right here, that's going to solder onto your other side of the ground pin. And then on the opposite side it's the same thing. You scrape this side off a little bit, just enough so you could solder onto it, and on the opposite side. On this one, that's going to be going on like so, and you can see where you're going to be soldering at, right there. Alright, and as far as that goes, you're just going to solder that together. Alright, so I'm going to solder this up and I'm going to show you exactly what the finished product is after you've done soldering and fixing it. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, as you can see, it was a little tough soldering this thing since the traces are so small. It would help if you have a better soldering iron like I do. This one's crap. My good one took a crap, so I had to use the crappy soldering iron, but it worked. With a little bit of soldering flux, you just rub a little bit on the traces just to get that solder to stick. And you can see right there and right there. That one's a little burnt, but you should be alright. Just wipe that off, it'll clean right up. And you can see the trace for the focus right there, a little solder for the antenna. Alright. And that's the top part done. So you can see that's solid enough that it's going to stay on there for a little bit. Just strong enough so you can solder the bottom part. Just make sure if you're using one of these clamps that you don't clamp the board. You don't put the clamp basically on any of the chips and crush it. So just be careful with that. Just pick a side of the board where there isn't any chip. Alright, there you go guys. It's not the prettiest job in the world, but it should do the trick. And this is not my first time fixing a transmitter. The other one came out a little bit better. Like I said, I was using a better soldering iron. Unlike this one, the tip is all hollowed out. So It's hard to make little tiny beads, but like I said, it should do the trick. You just have to make sure that you're not overlapping your solder. The solder is on the pin that you're trying to solder, and they're not touching each other. If that made sense. One thing I forgot to mention, you have to make sure after you're done soldering it that you strengthen this joint basically by putting glue on it. You can use hot glue, or you can use this stuff. This stuff is great. It's pretty much like rubber cement, and it fills in the little tiny gaps. It gets in there once it's dried up. Alright, thank you. Alright guys, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. If this was helpful, give a thumbs up, subscribe. Thanks. Bye.